Okay. Oh God, it's bright. Let's talk. Hi. Thought I'd come along and reintroduce myself. I am Taz, aka Mr. Mary. I make art and weird stuff online. Um, I've also been known to stick needles in people for artistic purposes, with full consent, obviously, would never without. That would be illegal and very wrong morally as well. I was gonna come along and do introduce yourself video for YouTube because years ago I used to make just vlogs, really weird vlogs, about sort of family life and things like that. The thing with that is I found that the bit that people were watching most was about halfway through. I'd generally sit down and do a little piece to camera. So this is just going to be a whole piece to camera. Aren't you happy that we came here? Oh, joy, rapture. I've spent most of my sort of internet existence on Instagram and Facebook and places like that, just making random videos, making these videos called talking shit videos, which I guess this is like an extended talking shit. YouTube clearly won't enjoy my profanity, but you know, who gives a fuck? Blackcurrant juice. Such grown up. I asked my Instagram followers what anybody that was a newbie to me or my style of weirdness, what they would want to know or what should they know. One of them was that I wear a lot of wigs, which, to be perfectly honest, I don't think that that should be a surprise to anyone. I do wear a lot of wigs. I wear them because I'm growing out a buzz cut. Nearly 3 months into growing it back, so 3 month shave anniversary coming up. I guess that could be a thing. What was it? Some of the other things? Now I'm completely running without notes. I'm running without notes because it took me an age to get just this set up, and then the second I left it alone, Bo, who's like 6, was like, I love it, I want to play with all of this. So it got trashed, and so now I'm taking the moment to actually film, and so we won't be using any notes because I left them downstairs. Is what it is. We live with what we've got, and what we've got is awesome. One of the other points that was raised was that maybe I should mention to people that I am a huge advocate of mental wellness. Now, it's not necessarily, it's in the ballpark of mental health advocacy, but I'm not really down with, like, I can't offer people diagnoses. That's not my jam, okay? If you're after a diagnosis, you need to go see someone who is a professional psychologist or clinical psychology, psychiatry, all of the medical-based fields. I'm far more about your day-to-day mental wellness and sort of making sure you're handling emotions as and when they come up. You'll notice I don't say like you're handling your negative emotions. I don't vibe with that. There's that whole idea of like a positive and a negative emotion is absolute bullshit, because at the end of the day, your emotions will constantly shift. Anyway, I'm getting really caught up on a point that this is what it is. This is what it is. Like, I am just a massive advocate for mental wellness and making sure like you're taking care of your shit. I fuck with the EFT, which if you're not familiar with that emotional freedom technique, if you've ever seen someone that just sits there and they're like tapping on like body parts and like giving it all that, that's EFT. There's also like another branch of that, which is like TFT. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got my hands in that shop because my nails are atrocious. I'm not even entirely sure that this is recording. I should probably check, shouldn't I? So I know everyone's on lockdown at the moment, but this is being filmed in early April. I was supposed to be flying to Las Vegas tomorrow for the Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekender. But that's not gonna happen. Because everywhere pretty much is on lockdown because of COVID-19, which, yes, there might be people that are saying like, oh, it's just a flu. Whatever. Stay at home. Stay in your house. Find something to do inside your house. It's not that difficult. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on. Come on, guys. We can do this. I'm afraid the shots like changed somewhat because the storage was going out on my camera. Maybe we'll get to the end of this. Maybe we won't. Oh my God. That's so true. So real. What a real moment. One thing that has definitely come from this whole like being on lockdown is people are sharing a lot more, and that is great. It's cool. Like, we should be sharing like what's happening and what our new routine looks like, all those kinds of things. I mean, if you want to go and look at like the old vlogs, I think I set them to private, but I will unprivate them just for you. Go and have a look at those and you can see what my routine used to look like and how it's potentially changed. I think we should do when we're sharing is we should be sharing advice. So I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice that I've been given over the years. The first one is never eat yellow snow. It's a well-known piece of advice, and to be honest, I've held true to it, never eaten yellow snow, and I feel fine. Second one is a piece of advice that was given to me by a good friend of mine called Hoppy, who said that you should never try to eat anything bigger than your own head. Now, I argued with him when he said that first, and I was like, what about pizza? But he pointed out that that is in fact like you eat it by the slice generally, I guess. And the final piece of advice, and I think this probably came from Eddie Izzard or someone like that, is never run from a sniper. You'll only die tired. Now, I have taken this advice to my heart, and I just don't run. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I am not a runner. It's just not in my wheelhouse. Physiology, desires, none of those things. So those are my 3 pieces of advice. If you've got any of your own advice, then feel free to slam it in the comments. If we can like all share the little bits and pieces of advice that we have, then I think we're all gonna get through this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I got another piece of advice that like literally just occurred to me. This advice is specifically for the creatives out there. Like I've worked in like the creative industries for so long, and it's what I trained to do, and amongst other things I seem to just keep taking courses. If you're gonna make things, if you're going to create whatever it is, a piece of performance art or any art at all, we live in an age of post-modernity, in an age where it's all already been done. That doesn't mean that striving for originality isn't a goal that you should set yourself. It just means don't be afraid to take inspiration from elsewhere. That if you have to Frankenstein the shit out of it and just throw lots of bits together and hope that it all comes in at the end, then do it that way. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a perfectly valid way of creating art. Own it. Own all the elements and sort of bring them together. It's what you do with it that makes it into original art. So yeah, that's my advice, is don't get too hung up on making sure you're being original and out there. Oh, because you don't need to. Because no, Originality is dead. It's dead. We don't do that anymore, darling. Anyway, I think that's the end of that. I'm sick of fighting with the storage card. So, if you decide to, you can subscribe, and then if you do that, then I will see you in the next video. If you don't, then goodbye and good riddance. Running out of storage, it's happening pretty quick. Let's hope it isn't over and I can record some shit. Oh!